Good morning students, and today we are going to learn the very important chapter according to paper second, and this is third important chapter. Now we are started today, and this chapter is current electricity. This is very easy and simple chapter. Their concepts are really very easy, and this chapter definitely get full marks on board examination. So it is very simple concepts we are discuss according to this chapter, current electricity. Actually, when we discuss about current electricity, so we are good familiar about this because in last year we are already studied some related concepts according to this chapter. Now in last year we are already discussed about what is the technique to produce electric current, what is the definition of electric current, what is meant by resistor, when the resistors are connected in series and parallel, so what is the technique to calculate the effective resistance when the two or more resistors are connected in series and in parallel. So these are very important terms like Coulomb's law, and this is very important terms we are discussed according to last year. So today, according to our new syllabus on 12th standard, we are discuss the very important concepts according to this chapter, current electricity. Now let's discuss about current electricity. Actually, in the previous chapter, we know that electrostatics, this is our previous chapter, and we are good familiar about the concept of electrostatics because we know that according to the total chapter of electrostatics, we are only discuss about a charge and when the charge becomes at rest. Okay, the simple concept of electrostatics, when the charge becomes at rest. Now this concept of charge is called electrostatics. And what happens when the charge will moving, what is their potential energy, what is the expression for potential energy, what is dielectrics. These are very important terms we are already discussed according to the last chapter. But what is meant by current electricity? Now it is very simple concept of current electricity. Now when the charge becomes at rest, so this is called electrostatics. This is the concept of electrostatics. But if the at rest position of charge to experience the electromotive force, and if the moving, now it is very simple, the moving charge represents the current electricity. It means that according to our previous chapter, we are discussed about charge becomes at rest, and according to this chapter current electricity, we are discussed about charge but the moving charge produces the electric current, because we know that the definition of electric current, the rate of flow of charge, when the charge flows, then after the current produces, right? Now so this is very important difference between two chapters, electrostatics and current electricity. So that's why they are discussed one after another, because according to the electrostatics we are discussed only and only the charge becomes at rest, and according to the current electricity we are discussed about charge but the moving, right? Now so after that, according to this year, due to the chapter of current electricity, now we are discuss about the Kirchhoff's laws. Right now there is very important Kirchhoff's laws we are discuss according to this chapter. So let's discuss the Kirchhoff's laws of electrical network. Okay, so we are discuss the different Kirchhoff's laws. Okay, this is Kirchhoff's laws of electrical network. Okay, this is first point from this chapter. The Kirchhoff's laws of electrical network. What is their Kirchhoff's laws and their electrical network? Actually, about electric current and about their potential difference, we are get the total knowledge according to their laws. These laws are called Kirchhoff's laws of electrical network. But when we discuss about Kirchhoff's laws of electrical network, but then before we are discuss some important definitions, some important terms, and after that these terms we are discuss the Kirchhoff's laws of electrical network. Right now, So let's discuss some important definitions. And according to this definition, so first concept we are discuss what is meant by junction. So what is the concept of junction? What is the definition of junction? Second important term we are discuss what is loop. Okay, and third important concept we are discuss here what is branch. Okay, after that these three concepts we are discuss the Kirchhoff's laws of electrical network. So let's discuss one by one what is junction, what is loop and what is branch. Now they are discussed but according to the simple circuit diagram. Okay, so first of all we can draw the simple circuit diagram, and with the help of this diagram we are trying to understand what is junction, what is loop and what is branch. So let's see here, we can draw the electrical network. Any one electric network we can draw here through the cell. Okay, and let's imagine that this is point A and this is point B. Okay, so with the help of this circuit diagram we are discuss what is junction, what is loop and what is branch. Let's see, this is a electrical network. Okay, this is a circuit diagram and this circuit diagram is called electrical network. So according to this electrical network, so we are discuss the first concept, and this concept is what is junction. So what is meant by junction? So actually junction is any point. Okay, junction is any point on this electrical network and where the two or more conductors are joined together. Simple and very easy concept of junction. Junction is a point on the electrical network and where the two or more conductors are joined together. So according to this circuit diagram it is very clear that see this point A. Now actually there are first, there are second and there are three conductors are connected here. It means that this point is called junction. Okay, this point is called junction, and also the point B is indicate that the junction. It is very important. Okay, so point A and point B are indicate that junction because at the point of A and B there are two or more conductors are joined right now. So the point A and B is called junction. So I hope to understand the concept of junction. So junction is a simple point. Let's see A be the any one point, and at this point there are two or more conductors are joined. So simply this point is called junction. Get clear? Now second concept we are discussing here loop. So what is meant by loop? Actually see here, this total circuit are joined together. Okay, this total circuit are joined right now. Now this electrical network is completely closed. Get clear? There is no any space behind here. So simply the total network will be closed. So it means that this closed network is called loop. Okay, this closed electrical network is called loop. Just imagine that only the resistance will be connected here, and here the wire will be connected ground, and this total circuit will be open. So simply this is not loop because the closed electrical network is called loop. So what is loop? Simple, closed electrical network. Okay, closed electrical network is called loop. So this total closed circuit diagram right now. So this is called loop. Now we are discuss the third concept, branch. So what is meant by branch? So branch is a part. Branch is the part of the given electrical network, but this part lies between any two junctions. Get clear? So now according to the circuit diagram it is very clear that A and B be the two junctions. Get clear? And let's see this first part. Okay, and let's see here second part right now, and this is also third part. Get clear? This first part, this second part, and this is third part of this electrical network. These three parts are lies between two junctions. So this porch, this segment, this total portion is called branch. So it means that branch is the segment, and this segment, this is a part. Okay, this is the part of electrical network, and this part lies between any two junctions. So this first and this is second junction, and between these two junctions, so this is the electrical network, this is a part of electrical network, so this part is called branch. Let's see, this is one another part of the electrical network, and this part is lies between two junctions, so this is a branch. This is also the one another branch. It means that this electrical circuit, it has in three branches: first branch, second branch, and this is third branch. I hope to understand three important concepts like junction, loop, and branch. What is junction? Junction be the any one point on this electrical network where two or more conductors are joined. What is loop? Loop, it is a simple closed electrical network is called loop. Okay, the electrical network will be closed, so this is called loop. What is branch? Branch is the part. Okay, but that type part, they lies between any two junctions, so that type part is called branch. I hope to understand the concept of junction, loop, and branch. Okay, so then after we have discussed the Kirchhoff's first law, law of current, and this is also called the law of junction. So let's discuss the law of junction. So I can rub this. We have discussed about Kirchhoff's first law. This is current law or the junction law right now. So first of all, we have discussed the statement. Okay, so first of all, we have discussed the statement of the given law. What is the statement? Okay, the simple statement, the algebraic sum of the electric current, algebraic sum of the electric current at the junction, okay, at the junction is equal to 0. Okay, it is very easy and simple statement for Kirchhoff's first law, law of current, otherwise law of junction. So actually what is junction? We are good familiar about this. Let's see the statement, the algebraic sum of electric current at the junction. It means that at the point of junction, there are algebraic sum of all that electric currents, and this is always equal to 0. This is very easy and simple statement, and this statement we are discussed according to the simple circuit diagram. Let's see. Imagine that this is a point P, and this point P indicate that any one junction. So P be the any one junction, imagine that. But when we can call P is the junction, so it means that there are two or more conductors are connected. So let's imagine that this is first conductor. Let's see, this is second conductor. There are third conductor. There are fourth conductor. There are fifth conductor, and there are sixth conductor. There are 6 conductors. Okay, so they carrying electric current, and imagine that electric current passing through the first conductor, and this electric current is denoted by I1. Okay, but let's see, it is very important, this electric current is passing towards the junction. Let's say this is second conductor, and this second conductor carrying current I2, and we can observe the same, the direction of electric current is away from the junction. So this is third conductor, they carrying current I3. Okay, but the direction of electric current is towards the junction. Let's imagine that this is our fourth conductor, they carrying current, imagine that I4, and this is also directed towards the junction. So imagine that this is our fifth conductor, they carrying current I5, but the direction of electric current is away from the junction. And imagine that this is our sixth conductor, they carrying current I6, and the also direction of electric current is outward from the junction. So according to this, we have discussed the statement of Kirchhoff's first law, that is law of current, otherwise law of junction. Now let's see here. So it is very easy and simple. So this is a junction, this point is called junction because at this point 2 or more conductors are joined, so this point P is called junction. But according to this, at the point of junction, the algebraic sum of all electric current is equal to 0. The algebraic sum of all electric currents. It means that these all electric currents like I1, I2, I3, I4, I5 and I6, these all electric currents we are combined. But at the point of junction, when we combine all electric currents, so this is equal to 0 because algebraic sum of all electric current at the point of junction is called 0. Right now. But according to this concept, first of all, we have discussed the very important sign convention. Okay, this concept, this algebraic sum we are determined with the help of sign convention. Okay, with the help of sign convention. So what is sign convention? So sign convention is simply the process how to add all that electric current. Right now, let's see the first sign convention according to this diagram. Those electric current, okay, the current, it is very easy, the current moving towards the junction. Okay, the currents moving towards the junction called positive. Okay, those electric current, they moving towards the junction is called positive. And let's see the second convention. The current moving away from the junction, okay, away from the junction called negative. Okay, it is very easy. And with the help of this sign convention, so we are get the knowledge of the statement of Kirchhoff's first law, that is law of current and the law of junction. Okay, so algebraic sum of all electric current at the point of junction is equal to 0. At this point, algebraic sum of all electric current is equal to 0. And this concept we can write with the help of symbol. Let's see the summation. And imagine that 1 to 6th. So it means that I is equal to 1 to n. If the n number of conductors are joined there. So I is equal to 1 to n, simply electric current I. Okay, so this is equal to 0. Algebraic sum of all electric current I. What is I? I is equal to 1 to n. So 1 to, now here I is equal to 1 to 6 according to this diagram. But if the n numbers are connected, so I is equal to 1 to n. So this is the summation of all electric currents is equal to 0. This is very easy technique to write the statement of Kirchhoff's first law right now. But according to the sign convention, it is very clear that so those electric current, they moving towards the junction is positive, and those electric current, they moving away from the junction is called negative. Okay, so it means that let's see the I1 current. So I1 current is moving towards the junction. It means that I1 is the positive. Okay, I1 is the positive. Let's see I2. I2 moving away from the junction. So it means that I2 is the negative. So negative I2. Let's see I3. I3 moving towards the junction. So it means that I3 is positive. I4. I4 moving towards the junction. So I4 is also positive. I5 and I6 moving away. It means that minus I5 and minus I6. Okay. So those electric current, they moving towards the junction, that is positive, and those electric current moving away from the junction, that is negative. So now here the current I1, I3 and I4, they moving toward the junction. So I1, I3 and I4 is the positive. But I2, I5 and I6 are moving away from the junction. So this is negative. Let's see. This I2, I5 and I6 is called negative. Okay. But according to this, now let's see, this I1 is positive. Another positive I3. Another positive I4. And remaining minus I2, again minus I5 and minus I6. Okay, these are positive currents and these are negative currents. But actually, according to the concept of Kirchhoff's first law, this I1 plus I3 plus I4, now this negative sign get after equal. So all that positive. So we can write here I2 plus I5 and plus I6. Okay, actually as per statement this is equal to 0. Okay, this is equal to 0. Algebraic sum of all electric current is equal to 0 at the point of junction. So this is algebraic sum of all electric current, this is equal to 0. These currents are moving towards the junction and these currents are moving away from the junction. So this is negative, but both is equal to 0 right now, because this is the algebraic sum of all electric current at the point of junction is equal to 0. So it means that according to this concept, I1 plus I3 plus I4, and this is equal to what? I2 plus I5 plus I6. And according to this statement, according to this concept, it is very clear that now those electric current like positive, they moving towards the junction and this electric current is moving away from the junction. So according to the statement, both are equal. Okay, the electric current moving towards the junction is exactly equal to the electric current moving away from the junction. So let's see, this is equal sign. Those electric currents they moving towards and those electric currents they moving away from the junction. So according to the statement, it is very clear that the electric current they moving towards the junction and electric current is moving away from the junction, both are equal. Get clear? So this is very simple statement and the very important concept of Kirchhoff's first law, law of current and the law of junction. So what is the statement? Simply the algebraic sum of the electric current. Okay, let's see, algebraic sum of the electric current at the junction right now is equal to 0. And let's see, this is a junction and this is total conductors are joined here. Two or more conductors they join at a given point is called junction. So it means that P be the junction. And according to the sign convention, they're mathematically calculated. The total electric current passing towards the junction is exactly equal to the total electric current moving away from the junction. It is very easy and a simple concept. This is our Kirchhoff's first law, law of current and the law of junction. Okay, so I hope to understand this very important and simple concept. So let's discuss the Kirchhoff's second law. But then before we can rub this, let's discuss the Kirchhoff's second law. This is voltage law, Kirchhoff's voltage law. So first of all, we have discussed the statement. Okay, the statement in the given law. So what is their statement? So we can write the statement here. The algebraic sum of the potential difference and the electromotive forces in a closed loop is 0. It is very easy and simple. Second law, law of voltage. And see the statement, it is very easy and simple statement. The algebraic sum of potential difference like voltage, algebraic sum of potential difference and electromotive forces. It means that according to their statement, first of all we find out the algebraic sum of all potential differences and plus after that algebraic sum of all electromotive forces in a closed loop, and this is equal to 0. It is very easy and simple statement of voltage law. Okay, the algebraic sum of all potential difference and the electromotive forces in a closed loop is equal to 0. So this concept we have discussed according to the circuit diagram. Okay, so let's discuss the circuit diagram, and after that circuit diagram we have discussed about sign convention, and when we apply the sign convention, so simply we find out their potential. Okay, so first of all we can draw the diagram, circuit diagram. Let's see this circuit diagram, and according to the circuit diagram we have discussed about statement. The the algebraic sum of the potential difference. Algebraic sum of the potential difference. So what is meant by potential difference? It is very important. So we know that actually this potential difference is denoted by V. And as per the definition of potential difference, so potential difference is the product of electric current and the resistance. So it means that V is equal to IR. And we are good familiar about this. We are discussed in last year. So why we write V is equal to IR. Okay. So potential difference is the product of electric current and their resistance. So V is equal to IR. So the algebraic sum of potential difference and what is electromotive force. Electromotive force, that is EMF, all EMFs, and this EMFs will be denoted by here E, because this cell E1 to provide it the electromotive force, that's why charge will be moving and the current produces in the given circuit. Okay, so algebraic sum of the potential difference and also electromotive force in a closed loop. Let's see, this is a closed loop, total closed loop, and this is equal to 0. And with the help of this, we can write the simple statement. Let's see, algebraic sum of potential difference. Okay, so we can write here algebraic sum of potential difference. So summation V, potential difference is denoted by V, plus what is electromotive force, the summation E, this is equal to 0. This is the statement right now, and this same statement we can write here, the summation V, V means what? IR, the algebraic sum of potential difference, and also the algebraic sum of all EMFs like E1, E2 right now, and this is always equal to 0. So this is the statement of Kirchhoff's second law, that is law of voltage. Summation IR plus summation A is equal to 0. So I can write here I is equal to 1 to N, I is equal to 1 to N. So if the N number of resistance and the cells, that is EMFs, are connected in the given circuit. Okay, so this is the algebraic sum of potential difference and this is the algebraic sum of electromotive forces. This is equal to 0 in a closed loop. It is very important. Okay, in a closed loop it is possible the summation of IR plus summation A is equal to 0. This is the statement of voltage law. Get clear? Okay, so after that we have discussed the sign convention, and with the help of sign convention, so we get the knowledge of the total EMF. It means that about voltage right now. So let's first of all we have discussed the sign convention. Sign convention, and with the help of sign convention, so we are discuss about the circuit diagram. Okay, the first sign convention, the sign conventions of the given circuit. Let's see the first sign convention. First, it is very important sign convention, because with the help of this we can trace this circuit diagram. The first sign convention, if the direction of tracing is similar to the direction of electric current, okay, the direction of tracing is similar to the direction of electric current, so consider the potential difference is negative. This is first sign convention. Okay, if the direction of tracing is similar to the direction of electric current, the potential difference is negative. And if the direction of electric current and the direction of tracing is opposite, simply the potential difference is positive. Let's see. Imagine that this is a circuit diagram. Okay, and between this circuit diagram consider a closed loop A, B, E, F, A. This is the first closed loop, and second B, C, D, E, and again B. So loop will be closed, because when the loop gets closed, the statement will be applicable, because in a closed loop is equal to 0 according to the statement right now. Okay, so let's see here. When we moving from A to B, so this is the direction of path, this is the direction of tracing, B to E, E to F, F to A. But if we moving from A to B, this is the direction of tracing and the direction of electric current is same. Okay, so their potential difference is negative. When we moving from B to E, this is the direction of tracing, and let's see the direction of current will be similar. So it means that their potential difference will be negative. The first sign convention, the direction of tracing are similar. Okay, the direction the directions are same. Okay, when the directions are same, now their potential difference is negative. Get clear? Their potential difference is negative. It is very important. And after that, see here, when we moving from B to C, we are moving in the given direction. This is the direction of tracing. But let's see, the direction of electric current is opposite. When we moving from C to D, we can moving downward direction, but the current is moving upward. So if the direction of tracing is opposite to the direction of electric current, so consider that the potential difference is positive. This is second sign convention. The directions are opposite. Okay, the directions are opposite, so simply the potential difference is positive. Okay, the potential difference is positive. It is very important, first sign convention. The direction of tracing is similar to the direction of electric current, so consider that the potential difference is negative. And if the direction of tracing is opposite to the direction of electric current, so consider that the potential difference is positive. This is first important sign convention. Okay, let's see then after the second sign convention, and this is very important. Consider that this is first and this is second sign convention. First sign convention about potential difference and second sign convention about their electromotive forces. So first electromotive forces E1 and their second E2. Okay, if the direction of tracing, we are moving from F to A, it means negative to positive. Let's see, we are moving from negative to positive. Let's see, this is the direction of tracing, negative to positive. So consider that this cell E is positive. When we are moving from negative to positive, so consider that the EMF is positive. This is first sign convention, second sign convention. And if the direction of tracing from positive to negative, okay, if the direction of tracing from positive to negative, so consider that the EMF is negative. Okay, the direction of tracing from F to A, so E1 is positive because negative to positive, so that is positive. And when we tracing from A to F, positive to negative, so simply EMF is negative. Get clear? And with the help of this sign convention, so we are simplify this diagram, so by using the sign conventions. So let's use the sign convention for the first closed loop and then after second closed loop. So in the first loop, what is our first closed loop? A, B, E, F, A. Loop will be closed. This is our second loop. Get clear? In the first loop, A, B, E, F, A. A, B, E, F and again A. We are started from A and we are end in the same A. It means that the circuit will be closed. So the statement will be applicable. A to B, B to C, C to F and F to A. This is the direction of tracing. And if the direction of tracing is similar to the direction of electric current, so we know that the potential difference is, direction are same, so potential difference negative, directions are opposite, so potential difference is positive. So with the help of this, we are discuss in the first loop A, B, E, F, A. Okay, so let's simplify the statement of voltage law. And we know that first of all we are summation IR, that is the summation of potential difference, algebraic sum of potential difference and algebraic sum of electromotive forces is equal to 0. So when we are moving from A to B, so their electric current I1 and their resistance will be denoted by R1. So it means that the potential between AB will be denoted by I1 R1. The potential will be denoted by I1 R1. But let's see, the direction of tracing and the electric current will be similar. So it is negative. The potential will be negative. Clear? You can get this. It is very easy. Okay, so B to E. When we are moving from B to E, so current I3 and resistance R5. The direction will same, direction of tracing is same. It means that the second potential difference is negative and this is I3 R5. Clear? After that, E to F, current I1, resistance R3, directions are similar. It means that negative I1 R3. Okay, here F to A, negative to positive, so EMF is positive, negative to positive, so EMF is negative, sorry, positive. So it means that we can write here positive E1 and this is equal to 0. This is our statement. Right? Get clear? According to this closed loop of electrical network, now simply the statement will be verified. The algebraic sum of all potential difference and the algebraic sum of EMF is equal to 0. This is the statement of voltage law. Now this negative, negative, negative and this E1 is also positive. So it means that according to the statement we can write here, therefore E1 is equal to, what we write? After that equal to, this negative is positive, so I1 R1 plus I3 I5 and plus I1 R3. Okay, so we are find out the E1 according to the sign conventions for the second law. How the total potential will produces through the E1. Get clear? After second loop. Okay, after that we are determined the second loop. So what is second loop? B, C, D, E, B. B, C, D, E and again B. Circuit will be closed. B to C, C to D, D to E and again E to B. Okay. So let's remember the sign convention and started the tracing. So let's start it. B to C. Current I2, resistance R2. So I2 R2. Okay, but let's see the direction of tracing opposite to the current. So this is positive. Then after let's see C to D. We are moving from positive towards negative. Positive to negative, positive to negative. So potential is negative. So minus E2. D to E. Tracing and current opposite. So plus I2 R4. Okay, and after that E to B. Direction is upward, but the direction of electric current is downward. So that is positive. So I3 R5 plus I3 R5 and this is equal to 0 as per statement. Get clear? Let's see here. After that we are calculated the same. Now E1 is negative. So it means that E1 is equal to, what is E1 is equal to? So negative I2 R2, negative I2 R4 and also negative I3 R5. So we are determine E1. Sorry, we are determine E2. This is E2. So it is very important. So with the help of the second law, that is voltage law, so we are determine E1 and E2 by using the sign convention in the electrical network. It is very easy and the simple. The Kirchhoff's first law, law of current and junction, and the second voltage law. Let's see the statement of first law. What is the statement? Algebraic sum of electric current at any point of junction is equal to 0. And the second, the algebraic sum of potential difference and the electromotive force in a closed circuit is equal to 0. In a closed circuit, otherwise in a closed loop is equal to 0. I hope to understand the Kirchhoff's first law and the second law. Okay. So we can rub this. So after that Kirchhoff's law, now we are discuss some steps to usually follow while solving the problems. So by using the Kirchhoff's laws, when we solve the different types of problems, so how many steps we can follow, and then after easily we can solve the problems. So simply we can discuss about these 6 important steps. So we can already write this. So let's see the first step. Choose some direction of the currents. Actually, when we solving the different types of problems, okay, there is no any given in the direction. So we can choose the direction of the electric current. So when we choose the direction of electric current, then after we conclude that what is the direction of tracing and what is the direction of current right now. So that's why when we solving the problem, so this is our own responsibility to check the directions of electric current. Okay, so we can choose right now according to the numerical, according to the solving of problem right now. So direction, so specially we are choose. So this is first step. When we solving the problem, First of all, we can choose the direction of electric current. After that, reduce the number of variables using Kirchhoff's first law. Right now, using Kirchhoff's first law. So it is very essential. Let's see here. Reduce the number of variables using Kirchhoff's first law. What is first law? Law of junction, law of electric current. When we solving the numerical about law of junction, about law of electric current, it means by using the Kirchhoff's first law. So we know that this is the law of junction and there are many conductors will meet at the given point. So this point is called junction. I know that. Okay. So it means that imagine that there are different types of currents, I1, I2, like I3 and I4. Okay. So all that electric currents are moving towards and only one current get moving away. Get clear? So it means that according to the sign conventions, those electric current moving towards the junction, that is positive, and they moving away, that is negative, and this is equal to 0. It means that we can write here I1 plus I2 plus I3 minus I4 is equal to 0. It means we are determined I4. I4 is equal to what? Minus I1, minus I2 and minus I3. So the algebraic sum of these three, so we can reduce only one term. Okay, reduce the number of variables. This is the number of variables. So this is equal to this third variable. We can use only one variable using Kirchhoff's law. It is very important. Reduce the number of variables. Right now, so because the algebraic sum of all that is equal to the I4, because we know that as per the statement of Kirchhoff's first law, we know that the total electric current moving towards the junction and moving away from the junction both are equal. So these variables are reduces. Right now, after that, let's see the third step to solve the numerical. Determine the number of independent loops. Let's see, this is diagram. We are already discussed about this diagram right now, and we know that we can consider this is one resistance, there are resistance, there are one resistance, there are 5 resistance are added right now. So when we draw the circuit diagram as per the given numerical, so then after it is essential, the third step, the number of independent loops are determined. So there are first loop, this is second loop, and this is third. Independent loops. Right now, so how many independent loops are there? So there are 2 independent loops. We are already determined by using sign convention. So it is very essential, determine the number of independent loops. So there are 2 loops. Okay, there is no 3, there are 2 loops. Get clear? And this is we are already determined. So when we solve the numerical, when we solve the problem, so first of all read carefully and as per these following steps to easily solve the problems. So after that, see here, apply the voltage law to all the independent loops. So first of all, we have considered this first loop, applying the sign conventions of the second law, like law of voltage, and we are show the direction of tracing and the direction of electric current, and by using this sign convention, so easily we can applying the voltage law right now. So this is our fourth. It means that when we can draw this diagram, so easily by using the voltage law, now we are trace this circuit diagram. It means that apply the voltage law to all that independent loops. First of all this, and after that this. When we discuss for the previous point, second law. Right now, the same step will be here. Follow the steps. So after that, fifth step, solve the equations obtaining simultaneously. So actually when we solve about first loop and after that second loop, so we are find out here E1 and here we can find out E2. So when first of all we can find out E1 and E2, so simultaneously we are determined first of all first loop and after that second loop. It means that E1 and then after E2. Okay, this is very important. And finally, if we determine the electric current by using the Kirchhoff's first law, okay, and just imagine that we can finally find out the answer is electric current and this electric current is negative. Okay, we are solving the problem, but when we solving the problem, imagine that this is the any one circuit, imagine that. Okay, this is the any one circuit, and according to the sign conventions of the Kirchhoff's law, imagine that we can find out the value of electric current, and but we can find out the value of electric current is negative. So consider that the direction of electric current is exactly opposite to that chosen field. So imagine that when we are tracing in the given direction, okay, when we are tracing in the given direction and we can find out electric current is negative, so consider that the electric current, their direction is exactly opposite. Let's see, in case the answer of a current variable is negative. Let's see, if the answer is negative, the conventional current is flowing in the direction opposite to that chosen by us. It means that when we choose from A to B, this is the direction of tracing. Okay, and when we find out this direction of tracing, and with the help of this we can find out electric current, and finally answer we get negative. So consider that our direction of tracing is exactly opposite to the direction of current. It means that we are traced from A to B, but actually the direction of electric current is B to A. That is opposite. This is considerable right now. So follow these 6 different steps and then after easily solve the different types of numericals. I hope to understanding these steps to solve the problems. Okay, so the first law and the second Kirchhoff's law, it is very easy and the simple, and this is the starting and very important points according to this chapter. I hope to understand this. Okay, so we can rub this.